All right, now we're gonna actually install this drag chain we just made. Well, we just sized, right? So first thing we do here is, let's see. So this is an M5 by 8, or sorry, M3 by 8 screw, and then a washer. I'm gonna poke it through a hole here. Okay. Do it for reals this time. So there's holes on each side of your chain here. Okay. There we go. Got one of those in. And then a slot nut, M3 slot nut. Okay, a little bit on. It's still nice and loose. Then one more M3 by 8 with a washer. Coming through the plastic. Guess I'm just dropping these for fun now. Maybe if I put them on the Allen, that'll be a little easier to manage. There we go. That's way easier. All right. So I got those 2 slot nuts on there. Now all I'm gonna do is line them up, slide them in. Little like that. Okay. And then tighten them on here. Making sure the chain's pretty straight. Doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be pretty straight here. You see it's got some movement here. All right, there we go. That's installed. Cool. So we got a few things we have to run through this. First of all, everything from the head, the blue, black, and red wire, right? So let's pull this over top here. Okay, there we go. We also have the stepper motor cable. So this plugs into the stepper right here. This also has to come through the chain. There we go. Okay, and I want it to curl in this way. And I'll pull this up here. And last thing we have are the end stop cables. And so what's going to happen, as this head comes all the way over here, it's going to run into the end stop and tell this machine that it's moved all the way over here. Okay. So I like to use gray and purple for my end stops. So I guess I'll just join it in with everything else and pretend it's there. So to install this one's easy because these things pop right open. So I can just start laying things in here. Something like that. Cool, make sure I don't lose that. All right, so I'm just gonna take this whole bundle of wire here, right? And gently lay it into the track, the drag chain here. Okay, whoops. It's all right, I'll pick that up. There we go. And we definitely don't want this much hanging out. So I'm pulling individual wires, making sure none of them are too rowdy. Then I'm going to take my end stop wires, do the same thing here. Lay them all through. Okay. About right there, and then start putting these little caps back on. So I guess I'll start somewhat in the middle here, making sure I don't get cables inside the clips. There we go. Oh, that was close. And this one's going between the lid. Okay. that blue one is trying to go over top there. There we go. Now it's very important that these things are able to move and wiggle in there. If they're too tight, they're going to stretch and break. So make sure to use a nice open drag chain for all this stuff. All right. Once all your covers are back on, now we're going to twist it up here. And we've got all these holes to choose from. Now I'm going to go from the bottom here, because this is a little bit easier to grab that, okay? So I'm going to go screw, washer, this is M3x14, and I'm going to come through this hole here, all right? And then pick a hole that about lines up correctly with the chain there, and then washer, and I'm going to use a lock nut on this one because there's going to be a lot of movement here. I don't want it coming loose. All right, then drag that out, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm currently out of washers, so you're going to have to pretend that I did that. Thanks for watching.